Yesterday.
Question number 4, Nicky Wagner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order. I want to order. Order. I to to hear Nicky Wagner. Question
Thank you,
number
Mr.
4.
Speaker. To the Minister for Canterbury Earthquake Recovery, how is the government delivering a strong and effective recovery for Greater Christchurch following the earthquakes?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, the government is doing its part to deliver a strong and effective recovery by working through Sarah with the community at the heart of the vision as expressed in the recovery strategy published in May of 2011. As the strategy states, community engagement is key to a successful recovery, and we are working extensively with our communities to deliver best results, mindful that timely, clear and decisive decision-making is essential to recovery. The government has committed considerable resources to implementing a strong, effective recovery. Known costs to date total $13 billion, with more decisions to be made. The arms of government at all levels have been involved and are working tirelessly to deliver on this recovery for the people of Greater Christchurch, despite the best efforts of many opposition politicians.
Nicky Wagner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister for Canterbury Earthquake Recovery, what has been the fiscal cost of the Canterbury earthquakes?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, the cost will consolidate across many categories, and some of the features of that cost will be $2.5 billion for the repair of the horizontal infrastructure. $500 million will be spent by the end of this year. Widespread acceptance of the Crown offer by homeowners in the residential red zones means that over $1 billion has been spent in paying out 5,212 settlements so far. Landowning decisions mean that red zone offers will have a gross cost to the Crown exceeding $1.9 billion. EQC has now paid out in excess of $4 billion. Nearly $1 billion of that has been funded to over 28,000 homes repaired by the Fletcher EQR project team. Total EQC payout will be $12 billion, with over $7 billion coming from Crown funds. The final cost is not yet known. We know that it cost the government, or will cost the government, somewhere in excess of $13 billion, but the total economic cost is likely to be about $13 billion. I know the people of Greater Christchurch are grateful for that and sick and tired of the negative rubbish they get from opposition politicians.
Point of order, the Right Honourable
Mr. Speaker, if the Minister was capable of answering that question properly, he would have taken far less time, and he's just wasting the House's time now.
Order. Order. The Leader of the House should know better than interjecting on a point of order. The ministers are taking a long time to answer questions from their own colleagues. That will inevitably lead to more noise in the House, and it's not that helpful because answers to questions should be reasonably brief. And so there's order. Supplementary question, Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Speaker, has he heard none of the concerns that have come from the people of Christchurch who have been affected by the government's top-down recovery process? Many of these concerns having been summed up in this book, The Christchurch Fiasco, and will he describe its author, who lives in West Melton, as another enemy of the recovery, as he did the press?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, I listen to thousands of people in Canterbury who are very, very satisfied with the way things are going forward. If I had listened to some of the commentary coming to us, allegedly in the name of people who are upset from opposition politicians, we would be a long way further behind than we are at the present time. There will be people who will write books and have views, but in the end, if we stop making decisions and stop doing things, we will stop things happening. That's what the Labour opposition want.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Sorry?
Point of order,
the Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Mr. Speaker, I seek leave to table The Christchurch Fiasco, the insurance aftershock and its implications for New Zealand and beyond by first-time author Sarah Miles.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is objection. Question number...
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, the Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Sorry, I think the Minister made a comment about the author.
Order.
What's she called?
What is... what is the point of order about? Leave was sought, and I heard a member clearly deny leave, and that's the end of that matter.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Point of order, the Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Mr Speaker, a comment was made about the author by one of the members, and I take exception on her behalf.
Order. That is irrelevant. The members are at liberty to comment on authors, so long as it's not... members are absolutely at liberty to comment on authors. Question number... Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Murray.
Mr Speaker, describing someone as a loopy nutter across the House is just not on.
Order. Now look. Order. Now look. Someone will, even if it's the last day, I will not hesitate if the House does not show a little more respect for this place. That point of order was totally unnecessary. Members have referred to people outside this House by worse terms than that. And order. That'll be the end of this nonsense. Now, look, the last day members can show a little better sense. Question number 5, Charles Chevelle.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Justice and asks, what are the specific